Hey guys, welcome back to Bad Weather Terrible. Today we have a new deck for you called the Hamster Pride featuring our Morpeko from Brilliant Stars. So the new Morpeko V with the Hangry Spike attack does 120 damage for only 3 energies, 2 darkness and 1 colorless, and you get to 120 extra damage if you played a Marnie's Pride on your turn. So if you play this card, you only get to attach a energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon, any one of your bench Pokemon, but all you get to do is attach an energy from the discard pile. You don't get to do anything else. You can't draw cards, you can't search your deck for anything. It doesn't do anything but that one energy attachment. So how do we play this card? We're trying to do Marnie's Pride every single turn, doing 240 damage with our Morpeko, and then drawing cards with our ability Bibarel with the Industrious Incisor, helping you draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand for each Bibarel you have in play every single turn. And we also have our Cinccino, the new Minccino Call for Family, and Cinccino Make Do to help us discard our energy cards and then draw 2 cards for each discarded card. So how do we satisfy the attack cost? Just because it's quite high, we need 3 energies and we need to attach every single turn. If they knock out our first Morpeko, we need to think about charging up the next one, ready to go immediately after they kill the first one. So we have 4 copies of Experience Share to help us charge up the next one, get it ready to go. We have 2 Leafeons to kickstart our energy with 1 Grass energy to satisfy that 1 colorless, and then all we need to do is attach an extra 1 from our hand this turn, going first if we can attach from our hand, and use a Leafeon Greening Cells. Then that's great. On the next turn, all we need is 1 energy and 1 Marnie's Pride on either Leafeon on your bench or even another bench Morpeko. If you can get it out into play, you can Marnie's Pride to add another energy on the bench and also add damage done by this Pokemon. So this is a super strong card. We're trying to attack 240 damage every single turn. We have no choice belt for this deck, but we are doing a lot of damage already. We're not trying to do a one-hit knockout with this card against a V-Star or a VMAX, but we are doing a lot of damage non-stop. So we also can attack with this card, Leaf Guard, doing 180 damage for only 2 grass and 1 colorless. We don't have a lot of grass energies though, so we may not be able to attack with Leafeon VSTAR, but we only have that 1 copy for the VSTAR ability, helping us boss order one of their bench Pokemon, drag it out to do our Hangry Strike at the right time so that we get to target one of their bench Pokemon with that boss order effect. So IV-Star, super strong ability. We also get to use Leaf Guard if we are lucky enough to get 2 grass energy. We can actually recycle the energy by attaching an Experience Share and then wait for our Morpeko to get knocked out in the active spot, because once it dies, we can actually reattach that grass energy. It being our first attacker, we can actually Greening Cells for the grass and then reattach that grass with Experience Share to our Leafeon V-Star on the bench, doing Leaf Guard for 180 damage and then reducing damage done by your opponent's Pokemon to your Leafeon V-Star by 30 on your opponent's next turn. Super strong attack. We get to basically add HP up to 290 essentially. Doing less damage is kind of different though, because you're actually taking less damage with this attack. And then we have that IV-Star ability as well. We have 1 Aurora energy to substitute for our grass or darkness energy. We have 2 grass and 8 copies of darkness energy for Morpeko. We have 1 capture, 1 extra copy of special energy to help us catch any basic Pokemon on the bench. We have 4 VIP Pass, 3 Level Ball, 3 Quick Ball, and 2 Ultra Ball to help us get our basic Pokemon. We have 4 Evolution Incense and 2 Ultra Ball to get our evolution cards. We are playing a lot of evolutions here. So we have only 2 copies of the Cinccino Evolution, 3 copies of the Bibarel Evolution, 3 copies of all basic. So 3 copies of Bidoof, 3 copies of Minccino, 4 copies, my bad, of Morpeko V, 2 copies of Leafeon V, and 1 Leafeon V-Star in this deck. We also have our 4 copies Marnie's Pride to help us attack with 240 damage at least every single turn with this Hangry Strike attack, super strong attacker. We have 1 Paw Pad to recycle our Marnie, and we also have 3 Air Balloons to help us retreat easily, because we need to retreat after using Marnie's Pride. If we can't attack with the active, we can actually use Marnie's Pride Experience Share, attach from our hand, and then retreat with Air Balloon, and we are good to go. Immediately after the first one gets knocked out, we can attack right after. So that's what we want to achieve. We want to be attacking non-stop. That's the main strong point for this deck. The main selling point is that we are attacking without break, no breaking of the flow at all. We have 1 IV-Star and 1 Pokemon Catcher to help us do the boss order effect. We have no boss order just because we want to be playing this supporter card every single turn if we can. We are drawing a lot of cards into our hand with our Industrious Incisors, multiple copies of that ability, and also our multiple Make Do ability as well. We are drawing a lot of cards. With so many items, we get to empty our hand, draw 5 cards for each Bibarel we have in play, and then draw even more with our Cinccino as well. And that's all for the deck list. So we also have 3 copies of this Minccino call for family the new Brilliant Stars Minccino to help us search our deck for any 2 basic with 1, put it onto our bench, shuffle our deck later for only 1 energy cost. If you are stuck with no VIP pass, no level ball in your hand to start with, we want to be starting with a lot of these cards to help us summon as many bench Pokemon as possible so that we get to evolve on the next turn and do our ability to draw as many cards as possible, and then do Marnie's Pride on by the second turn, and VIP pass for our greening cells if we can. We would probably get at least 1 VIP pass or at least a quick ball and a ultra ball to get both Morpeko and Leafeon to start with. We need both these cards to do double energy attachment on the first turn, and then on the second turn attack with Marnie's Pride, doing 240 damage with Hangry Spike non-stop. So that's all for this deck list. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's go ahead for a gameplay with the Hamster Hooligan. So let's go ahead for the first game with the new Morpeko V from Brilliant Stars. Hangry Spike, Marnie's Pride, the expected combo. Obviously, you have to use that support card, otherwise you're not going to do much with your Morpeko. I'm not sure what happened to Morpeko V Union, by the way. I think the V Union is not out yet. It should be in the promos collection, but I'm not sure if we have it still, because I don't see it in the standard format. I don't see people playing that card, so we may not have that card released yet. I'm not even sure if Morpeko V Union is out. It's actually quite strong though, electric type, and you get to do a lot of damage. I think 60x damage, kind of like Raichu. I think discard as many 100x actually, 100x damage for each lightning energy discarded from your Pokemon. But it is a V Union, which is quite difficult to summon. Let's focus on the game right now. We are facing a Fusion Strike Mew VMAX. They actually have Mew. We just saw it in their hand just now, the Mulligan. And we got a VIP to start with, that's great. We got our Morpeko and Leafeon, but no Darkness Energy from our hand. So we are forced to attach from the deck and from our hand on the next turn. If we get a Marnie's Pride though, we have our Air Balloon. So we just need Bibarel and Cinccino to work some magic for us. If we have Marnie's Pride on the next turn and a Darkness Energy, and we need to draw 2 Darkness though. We need to draw 2 Darkness with Bibarel, discard 1 with Cinccino, and then get a Marnie's Pride somehow. So it's quite a lot. I don't think we can pull it off. We only have 8 copies of Darkness Energy in this deck. But we should be getting it though. We should be able to attach the first one quite easily. I think 9 copies is a healthy number for any deck. If you have basic energy cards, 9 copies is a good number. So 8 copies is not too bad. We actually need those grass energies just to do our greening cells on the first turn. 2 copies is enough, but less is not enough. More is too much. So 2 is like the perfect fit, I would say. So let's do our Air Balloon. Cinccino, Bibarel. We're gonna get level ball for another Cinccino. We can actually do triple ability this turn, which is great. They got Genesect, Oricorio, Deoxys, Dragapult. So they're playing Dragapult and Mew VMAX. It's a very interesting mix. I wonder if they have the new Ice Cube. So we got our VSTAR, which is interesting. We got 2 energies. So we just need the Cinccino for Marnie. If we get Marnie's Pride with Make Do, we can definitely do it. We can actually do our Ultra Ball for another Bibarel. Look at that. We got another 5 draw with the second Bibarel. And we actually get to do 4 abilities this turn. On our second turn, doing double Incisor and double Make Do. And let's just compress the deck. Let's just remove. Bad thing about using up all of your item cards is that you actually have to shuffle your deck, and shuffling your deck too many times is a bad thing always. If you shuffle way too many times, the right cards is not going to show up anymore. If you have a decent hand, don't shuffle your deck. Because it always gets better if you have a decent hand. If you have a really bad hand, then shuffle your deck. It's just, my instinct. I'm not sure if that actually works because this game is a gamble, but it's my instinct that if you shuffle too much, things always go south. So we're just gonna level ball for Bidoof, get it out of the way. And as you saw, we just shuffled too many times. We didn't get our Marnie's Pride. And discarding that was actually a bad idea because they actually played an Avery on their next turn. So Avery is gonna force us to discard all 2 of our bench Pokemon, discard our ability cards, and that's our final remaining Bidoof Bibarel in our hand. That was the final Bibarel that we discarded just now. So we cannot afford to actually discard that. We cannot discard Leafeon VSTAR if they play an Avery, because we want to be using the ability to target the VMAX, the Mew VMAX with Morpeko. They're probably gonna attack with Mew though, right? If they see us attacking with a Dark type, they may just not pull out their VMAX card. They may just attack with a 1-price Dragapult and Fusion Strike Deoxys or Meloetta. They may just avoid a VMAX knockout. So let's see how smart they are. Can they do without Mew VMAX? So we're gonna try to discard 1 Bibarel and 1 Cinccino. Let's see what happens if we discard 1 of each. I don't think we need that many. I think we actually discarded a Cinccino as well. So if we discard those 2, we're going to be stuck with nothing but 1 Cinccino and 1 Bibarel for the rest of the game. And no way of shuffling back those cards, because we have no Rod, Team Elster, and there we go, we discarded a Cinccino and 1 Bibarel. So we actually have 3 Cinccinos for this list. So this list is quite different. We actually have 3 copies of Cinccino. I think the final list has 3 Cinccino as well. I'm not too sure. I think we have 2 though. Quite sure that we only have 2 copies of Cinccino on the final list. But I'll just leave the list in the description below. You guys can check the full list, the updated list, the best version that I can make in the description section below, and you'll see if it's 3 or 2 copies. But sometimes I change throughout the course of this video. The list is gonna change, so don't mind that. Just focus on the game and, you know, follow the best list. The best one is in the description. I keep saying that. So let's attack right now. We're gonna just collect the knockout. We're not gonna do Ivysaur. We can actually do our Marnie Sprite this turn, because we should be drawing it by now. We have 4 copies in the deck, and we have another Industrious Incisor. We're just gonna bench our Leafeon, get it out of the way, expect them to play like another Avery. We should be benching another Morpeko though, but if we do that, they're gonna Avery and discard the Morpeko, right? So we might as well just bench a Leafeon, because we don't have any more Bidoof or Cinccinos. So we can't bench anything but Morpeko and Leafeon. And if we bench a Morpeko, they're gonna discard it with Avery. So I actually had to decide whether to, because I actually played Marnie Sprite already. So it was actually a mistake to use that card too early, because I'm boosting the damage by 120, and the effect only lasts for 1 turn. So I'm not doing Hangry Spike. I'm only doing Gnaw and Run to help us save our Morpeko from being knocked out by Elisa Technoblast on the next turn. So we're trying to do a hit and run and force them to draw 1 prize card if they don't get their boss order. If they get boss order, they can't do it though, because they need Elisa and boss order. They can't do both at the same time unless they do a cross switcher. So they can do Elisa cross switcher to knock out the Morpeko, while we have an experience share ready to go. They're probably going to want to knock out our ability Pokemon though, Cinccino or Bibarel, so that they get to, you know, stop us from drawing cards and getting our Marnie's Pride. So here comes Genesect. Probably gonna get Air Balloon though. Okay, Chili, Silent, and Crest. That's the second one that they played. Very interesting. You get to search for any card, any Fusion Strike Pokemon card, Evolution, VMAX, anything. Quite interesting, isn't it? Okay, they got Muse and a Deoxys. Deoxys is quite weak actually, only 160 damage. And you need that Fusion Strike energy as well. We have Rosen's backup, by the way. Rosen's backup is going to help a lot with Mew VMAX, Meloetta. Deoxys as well, because you need your special energy to activate the effect. So we got Marnie's Pride already in hand. We just need to discard it with Make Do ability Cinccino. Discard our our Darkness energy. Let's just play our item cards and then Bibarel, Cinccino, Marnie's Pride. We have to knock out the Genesect, so we don't need to use IV-Star this turn. We're gonna save IV-Star for the next turn when they evolve the Mew VMAX. If they don't evolve the Mew VMAX, we can leave IV-Star until the last minute and then do a drag out the Genesect at the last minute to knock it out. Or maybe just the next turn. Let's not leave it to the last minute because they can quite easily do a boss order, Techno Blast, Power Tablet to kill that Leafeon VMAX, that Leafeon VSTAR on the bench. So we want to be using it as fast as possible. Make sure you don't leave your IV-Star, your V-Star ability or attack till the very end. For this card, we don't want to be leaving it too late because it gets knocked out quite easily. 260 HP is not a lot. They got Power Tablets. So we're gonna do it on the next turn. Drag out either the Mew VMAX. If they don't evolve the VMAX, we're just gonna drag out a Genesect and then knock it out, and all we need is another knockout. We can actually knock out anything with one hit if we play Marnie's Pride with Hangry Spike, because 240 is enough to kill everything off the board, even with Oricoreo's ability, because they are playing a Psychic type. Mew VMAX is weak towards Dark type, so they cannot survive one Hangry Spike. We have 3 prize cards left. They are done. They got no prize cards. They didn't do anything. One Genesect, two Deoxys, and one Mew. They cannot evolve though. If they evolve, they're gonna give us the prize. They cannot attack with Mew VMAX, so they just bench that for nothing apparently. And they can only attack with Deoxys, which is not doing enough damage to be honest. 160. So Morpeko is quite high to HP, as opposed to Sableye, only 170. But Sableye does a lot of damage though. 60x. You need to place damage counter, which is quite a bit of a hassle actually. Okay, they conceded. A Mew VMAX conceded. We won against the meta Mew VMAX deck with Avery. So the new Mew VMAX list, the new meta deck list for Mew actually has a lot of Avery in them. I realized that quite recently, because Avery actually destroys one price decks, destroy those Cinccino supports and your Cherim, Flaaffy, Eldegoss, and all of those supporting Pokemon. It really screws you up because you're gonna have to rescue carrier, you're gonna have to recycle all of those cards back, search them, evolve them all over again. If they force you to discard your Drizzle Inteleon as well, that's gonna be bad because you can't quick shoot that often, and you can't use your Shady Dealings that many times anymore. So it's quite a big restriction. Avery is quite a huge restriction to be honest, and they are trying to rely on Mew VMAX to do knockout one by one, one prize card at a time. Because if you're up against one prize, you can't actually win that easily with Mew VMAX having that low HP, weak towards Dark type. So Mew VMAX is super weak against one prize decks, unless they are fast and disruptive. So we got Level Ball for another basic. We're just gonna get Bidoof. We can actually save it for a Cinccino on the next turn, but let's just bench as many as we can. They may just do a Marnie on us, so always prepare for a Marnie at any moment. We're just gonna do Greening Cells and retreat on the next turn. All we need is one energy with Industrious Incisors, Quick Ball for another Bibarel, another Bidoof. Somehow get the Cinccino and energy, and we're good to go. So we don't need 240 damage, we just need 120 to kill the Hoopa. It's quite low HP. Unless they retreat to something else. And they just use a research, dumping their entire hand. So many cards. 2 boss orders, 1 Marnie, and Drizzile. That is really good news. 2 boss orders down, super good news. And they got Weezing Hoopa. They're playing Weezing Sableye deck with Inteleon Hoopa and Tapu Koko for the retreat. Instead of Tapu Koko though, they have actually a Snowy form cast form for the free retreat. Tapu Koko is actually better because it has higher HP and it survives a bit longer against quick shooting, against your bench snipe decks like Jumpluff. And it actually helps you stay alive a bit longer. Tapu Koko, Tapu Koko is higher HP. So we're gonna get another Morpeko attached that experience share to the second one, and then Bibarel for hopefully a Cinccino and 2 energies. Oh, we just need 1 energy. Cinccino 1 energy, and we're good to go for Marnie's Pride. We don't need to use Marnie's Pride though. My bad. We just need to get an energy. We should be saving Marnie's Pride for the last minute. But obviously, if you draw another one on your next turn, you can't play 2 at the same time on the same turn. But I don't think there's any point playing it this turn because they have Sableye. We want to be saving a few copies for Sableye V to do a V knockout with Hangry Spike. So we're gonna discard Bidoof with that Aurora Energy and then do Hangry Spike, knocking out a Hoopa with base 120 damage. Not bad. Drawing the first prize against a 1 prize slash Sableye V deck. And here comes Neutralizing Gas, shutting down our Make Do and Industrious Incisor ability, completely crushing Cinccino and Bibarel, putting it to a stop. Complete stop. And now we are drawing 0 cards into our hand with the abilities. So they got Snowy Form, Card Swarm, ready for the retreat. Here comes Weezing, Neutralizing Gas, Galarian Top Hat, Galarian Corruptor, okay. So we got 5 prize cards left. We are hitting 1. We're slowly killing 1 at a time. We need to actually do a Marnie Sprite this turn. But we can't actually discard energy cards from our hand without getting balls. So we are not able to draw anything if we don't have our abilities. We can't use IV Star either to, to remove the neutralizing gas so that we get to do our abilities once more. IV Star doesn't work just because it's an ability. So the only thing that works is Boss Order, Escape Rope against your Galarian Weezing, against your opponent's Weezing card. So we're just gonna gnaw and run, help us do extra damage for a double 2-hit knockout because it actually helps us recover from poison as well. And we can't actually do Marnie's Pride this turn just because we have no energy discarded. And recovering is actually better. But we don't need to... It's quite bad to offer up the Leafeon though. It's actually a bad deal. We should have just offered up a Bidoof, because now they can actually boss out the Leafeon with a Sableye to do a knockout hit. So Sableye is going to show up at the last minute with their shady dealings, doing a Raihan. At the absolute last minute, Bird Keeper or switch to the cast form, retreat, and then Crazy Claws for a 1-hit knockout against VSTAR, Morpeko as well. Okay, they got no cards in their hand. Probably gonna get a research. Marnie? Let's hope they do a... Marnie's actually gonna destroy us though, because we can't use the ability on the next turn. And they just did a Marnie. That is horrible. We got 2 Marnie's Pride back at the bottom. That's super bad. We finally got the energy, finally get to discard that. And we're just gonna retreat, attack, knock out the Weezing, Moltres is not doing enough damage, so Moltres is kind of useless, to be honest. Are we going to shuffle the deck? It's better to shuffle the deck because we have 2 prides at the bottom. That's not good. It's always best to shuffle your deck after a bad Marnie. Ultra Ball, we're gonna get something out of the way from the deck. Or maybe we decided to play Incense instead. I'm not sure what we did. We could actually get a VSTAR with either the Ultra Ball or... So we're discarding the energy, preparing for Marnie's Pride later on in the game. We're just gonna get the VSTAR. Oh, we actually decided to get the Minccino and then Incense or the VSTAR. Call for family. I actually prefer the 70 HP one. Minccino, Call for family. You don't actually get to use that attack that often though. In the standard format, if you use it on your first turn going second, that's fine. If you use it on your second turn going first, I don't think it's that effective because Mew VMAX, Eternatus VMAX, those decks are super turbo fast, hyper speed, and you can't actually catch up if you do, you know, if you attack with your Call for Family as your first hit, as your first move, then you're totally screwed. You cannot afford to pass the turn not doing damage against those turbo decks, or not doing any energy attachment to other, you know, your main attacking cards like Morpeko or something else. Unless you're doing a Raihan or something later on. Okay, here comes Moltres not doing a knockout because Inteleon doesn't actually do enough. They need another quick shooting. And I think they just evolved the Drizzle this turn, I'm not sure. So they didn't get their second Inteleon. So they can't actually knock it out this turn, but they can do it the next turn though. So Inteleon is like a ticking time bomb. Really, really annoying card. Off the board, the most annoying, the most broken card in the standard format. It's Rapid Strike, you get to search with Octillery, you get to Mustard, you get to... it works really well with your Drizzle Shady Beams as well, so it's like the most the most hated card ever. And we got our Marnie Sprite. We're gonna save it for a Sableye knockout or a Weezing knockout. We can actually do VSTAR for a Weezing knockout, but they got a Coughing in their hand already. We might as well just kill the Moltres, because if we don't, Moltres is gonna do more and more damage. They can Clara to recycle though, so I think it's actually better just to do VSTAR to knock out the Weezing, but I don't think we did that for this game. I think it's just better to kill one at a time. If we do the Moltres now, they can't use it for a one-hit knockout later, which is their main gambit really. All they need is a Sableye to do the Leafeon VSTAR knockout, and then or a Morpeko knockout on the next turn. But they can't do a Boss Order and Raihan though. They can't do a Boss Order and Raihan. But I think we offered up a V card on the next turn, which was quite silly. So I'm giving off a lot of spoilers, sorry about that. I'll try to keep the spoilers to a minimum, sorry about that. Okay, let's focus on the current scenario. We got Weezing, 1 energy. They actually got Fighting energy as well, quite interestingly. Are they playing Urshifu? Like, why do they have a Fighting energy? That's weird. I mean, Water energy I can understand for Cast Form and also the Shady Dealings in Inteleon, but Fighting energy makes no sense. Is there any one prize fighting Pokemon that does a 1 energy attack? I'm not sure. That's worth adding into this Weezing Sableye deck. I have no idea. A Hoopa Weezing Sableye. Moltres. Basically, Sableye box deck. doing bit by bit damage. Quite silly actually, but it actually works quite well against the meta decks in the meta format. So a lot of people are spamming this deck across the ladder, and it's really getting on my nerves, to be honest, because I see this deck a lot, this Sableye, Weezing, and Kecleon, all over the place. It's infested. The whole standard format is infested with this Sableye deck. So damn bloody annoying. Unoriginal and boring. Like, come on. Can't you come up with something new? You got new Brilliant Stars card, for God's sake. New cards like Cynthia's Ambition, new abilities, new V-Stars. Like, use those cards, for God's sake. I don't think there's any abilities that allow you to place damage counters, but I think there's the Mew VMAX though, to help you do 13 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. For only 2 energy, you get to play double turbo, and you have to actually play your supporter card to activate the extra effect. Kind of like Marnie's Pride and Morpeko. Mimikyu requires you to play Acerilla's Intuition, but you get to draw cards with that supporter, whereas with Marnie you can't do anything but attach 1 energy. So we're doing Marnie's Pride this turn, knocking out the Weezing with 1 hit, and then all we need to do is kill the Sableye with IV Star on the next turn after this, and we're good for the home run. Let's do our experience share. Marnie's Pride on the next turn. We got 1 already in hand. I think we have a few left in the prize. So a few left inside the deck, and I don't think we used our Paw Pet yet. So here comes Angry Spike. 240 killing the Weezing. Got Air Balloon. So now we just need to kill the Sableye. We got IV Star sitting on the bench waiting. They're gonna need their boss order to kill Leafeon, but if they do a Leafeon VMAX, a Leafeon VSTAR knockout, we don't need to boss order them anymore. We don't need to use IV Star because they have no choice but to attack with Sableye. Then it's already in the active spot for us to do a free knockout with Marnie's Pride, Hangry Spike for the last 2 prize. So they can't avoid the final draw. We already have the win condition. We just need 1 Marnie's Pride. I don't think it's that easy for them to, you know, turn the tables around. They can play Ascension, but they just attach their energy, no Raihan, so Ascension is off the table. And they just conceded. There we go. We won against the meta Sableye deck. Really big win there against Sableye, Weezing, Inteleon, Hoopa, all of those crazy, all of those silly cards actually make a super strong unit that actually does a lot of disruption. Not only does it disrupt your ability, prevent you from using all of your ability, and also force you to draw 1 prize at a time, quick shoot as well. It even helps them get their Raihan at the last minute, do their Crazy Cloth at just the right time, and then Moltres for the final knockout. So here comes Double B summon with the VIP pass is always perfect. It's always delicious to get Morpeko and Leafeon with the VIP, and we just got no grass energy. That's quite sad. We didn't get to attach with Greening Cells. That was a dud. At least we got 1 incense for our Bibarel. So they're playing Arceus and Flaaffy. Probably a Raichu deck. Arceus, Raichu, Flaaffy. Raichu does a lot of damage. They just need 3 Flaaffys in play to do 240 damage every single turn, provided they attach 1 from their hand. If they don't attach any from their hand, 3 Flaaffys are only going to do 180 damage. Raichu is quite broken though, because it does 60x for each lightning discarded. and it allows you to discard any lightning energy card from your Pokemon. So you get a discard from your bench, you get a discard from your active, and it's a basic Pokemon. It's like super broken, isn't it? Basic Pokemon doing so much damage. Only 2 energy attack cost. You got your Flaaffy to satisfy the attack cost and the damage cost as well. Okay, we got our Bibarel. We're gonna just cut our hand down. Let's see what we have in the inside the deck. We got 3 more experience shares, so we're just gonna expand this one. We're just gonna evolve the VSTAR. Marnie's Pride. If we play Marnie's Pride though, we're gonna have to hope for an energy and air balloon. If we don't get the energy air balloon, we can't use the attack right now. So we got the air balloon, no energy. Let's hope Cinccino gets us the energy. I'm really eyeing for that one copy. We cannot touch any energy because we didn't get to use the green inside. If we had our grass energy inside the deck just now, we could have done Hangry Spike already. So let's just compress the deck, and we cannot touch capture even to send for the colorless energy cost. And we got the darkness energy. Look at that. We got to do our Hangry Spike, killing the Arceus V. Before it does their Trinity Charge, before it does Trinity Nova as the VSTAR, or even Starbirth, the VSTAR ability power. And we got another Morpeko and a Quick Ball. We're just gonna search for a Bidoof and then bench the Morpeko, Marnie's Pride if we can. I don't think we have any energies in the discard pile. We need to draw energies and then discard this Cinccino before using Marnie's Pride. They may actually kill us with Raichu. Oh, they just benched the Merit though. They benched the Merit this turn, so I don't think they can do it. If they have a Raihan, they played a Zinnia, so they can't do a Raihan, and they conceded. So Raichu only does 180 damage this turn, a max of 180. They haven't even discarded the... I think they discarded Lightning though. They discarded the first 2 Lightning with the Ultra Ball, so they can actually do it. But 180 is not enough to knock us out. Morpeko is actually quite high. 190 HP is higher than usual. Higher than Crobat, higher than Eldegoss, lower than your 200 HP though. Cramorant VMAX, Cramorant V, and most other Vs are 200 HP. But some of the supporting cards like, the supporting Morpeko V, the other one is actually 170. The Lightning Morpeko is actually 170. And you got your Eldegoss 180, Indeedee 180. So 190 is actually quite a lot. The extra 10 HP it gives you an extra turn really. Not against Quick Shooting, but against some other cards. Quick Shooting, it doesn't really matter, you can just collect the knockout later. So Quick Shooting is quite annoying. But it still allows you to attack though. It gives you that extra 1 attack before they kill you on their next turn. So it appears we're up against a Venusaur this turn, this game. We're gonna do Weeding Cells. Let's see if we have a Grass Energy inside the deck. Okay, we're not checking, my bad. Let's just get another Bidoof and evolve. Do a double evolution the next turn, double Bibarel, and we got the Grass Energy, that's great. So we got Marnie's Pride and no Cinccino though. We got an Aurora Energy, that means we get a discard. So we got Quick Ball, Ultra Ball, Cinccino, Aurora Energy for our energy discard so that we get to play Marnie's Pride. But we have no Research, no Milo, no other support cards to be honest. No other ways of discarding our energy aside from the ones that I just mentioned. So here comes a Marnie, which is super bad because we got 2 Bibarels in our hand. We got a lot of Incense though, so not too worried. We got another Bibarel and an Ultra Ball, which is grand. So we just need a Darkness and a Marnie Sprite to knock out the Venusaur this turn. We can even V-Star what's it called again? VSTAR. You can even use VSTAR to do, you know, the bench Venusaur knockout. Okay, let's just evolve the Bibarel. And maybe Ultra Ball for a V-Star. Should we do that? Or should we just bench the Minccino? I have no idea. We cannot attach the energy, so might as well just discard them. We have to attach the Darkness this turn. We're gonna get a Cinccino and then... We actually can't evolve Cinccino, I forgot about that, my bad. So Cinccino first, then VSTAR. Leafeon comes last. We can draw one more card with another Bibarel before doing Cinccino. So we're trying to squeeze the lemon as hard as possible until we get our Marnie's Pride, until we get the golden juice. And we're discarding the energy for Marnie. And we got the Pride. We're gonna attach, we're forced to attach Leafeon. We got our grass though in our hand, and we can actually evolve to the V-Star this turn, given the incense. We got experience share as well, so we can actually attack with Leaf Guard the next turn if they kill Morpeko, which is grand. We're gonna do VSTAR, knock out the Venusaur, buying us one extra turn because they're gonna need to use Greening Cells again on their next turn. Because they can't, unless they do a Rare Candy. They can actually do a Rare Candy Rillaboom. I didn't see that Rillaboom, but that Voltage Speed, quite ridiculous card, like Grass deck. Hyper Power, Rillaboom. And here comes the Venusaur VMAX. Leaf Storm. Flaaffy, no Rillaboom, that's good news. Really good news. We survived one turn because we actually weak towards Grass type. So if they do Rillaboom, they may actually knock us out. 90 damage is not enough, though. 180 damage, look at that. 180 damage, almost. But just enough. We got just enough HP to last another turn if we do that. Okay, we're gonna do the Bidoof. We're just gonna bench the Bidoof. Shuffle one card back right now. All pad. Should we do Pokemon Catcher? If we catch her, we should be killing the Rillaboom. Because they actually need 4 energies to do their GMAX Solar Blue, I think. The GMAX attack needs 4 energies, so they can't do it without Rillaboom. And they're gonna need the GMAX to be able to knock us out, even with the weakness turned on. We actually got Lumineon for this list. This is like the earliest, you know, 1.0 version. So Lumineon helps you get your Marnie's Pride, but it doesn't really fit that well for this deck because we are wasting that bench spot. We need it for Bibarel Cinccino instead of Lumineon. And we're also wasting that 2 price if Devour will knock you out. We're not attacking with Lumineon, as you know, because we have no water energy. So we're gonna do Hangry Spike. We're just gonna hit and run actually. We hit and run, gnaw and run. We can actually knock it out later. I think that might be smarter. We got 4 prize cards left. I don't think they drew any prize. I think they knocked out 1 though. Oh, they got 6 prize left, my bad. So they drew no prize as yet. We're gonna just Quick Ball and Industrious Incisor. We may just do the ability. My bad. Oh, we did Quick Ball first. So compress the deck by taking out the Minccino. Oh. Oh, we didn't do that. Sorry about that. I forgot. So post-recorded voiceover, my bad. Gnaw and run, we're just gonna do it right now. And basically save Morpeko on the bench unless they get Boss Order. I don't think they can do Boss Order that easily. So they just need 1 energy to kill the Bidoof. And then we may attack with... We can't attack with Leafeon though, because we need another grass Aurora energy. I don't think we have any more Aurora. I think it's either in the prize or in the discard pile. Okay. We're gonna need our air balloon now. If we want to hit the VMAX this turn, we're gonna need air balloon pronto. Okay, let's just do the first one. Industrious Incisor. We got a quick ball, which is horrible. Are we gonna make do our quick ball first? Let's just discard the other quick ball. If we kill the Lumineon, we may need it for Marnie. We cannot afford to discard our Morpeko, so we're just gonna discard the quick ball. Industrious Incisor again. We got an energy, special energy, and a darkness. We don't need to attach anything anymore because we have already enough. Experience share might be discarded though. They may just discard our experience share on the next turn, so it's better just to attach it as early on as you can. But we have more copies to spare, so we can't actually switch. We cannot do a switch retreat. We're stuck in active spot, which is horrible. No air balloons. We got Cinccino, 2 copies of air balloons inside the deck, 3 Marnie's Pride, and 2 VIP passes. We're gonna do Aurora energy on the Leafeon the next turn. Escape rope maybe. I don't know which one we should escape rope to. Let's just save it for a rainy day. Okay, G-Max Bloom knocking out our active with 1 hit. Bibarel is dead. Here comes Morpeko. They can actually heal damage as well. They are healing back the non-run damage done. So the previous attack was for nothing. We at least get to switch it though. We at least get to incubate in the bench spot for 1 turn. And, you know, thank God they didn't pull the Coalossal. That means we got 2 more Morpekos to attack with right now. From this point onwards. And we're gonna do Hangry Spike after the Marnie Sprite. I think we did it already. Cinccino. Yep, we did it already. Because there's the arrow symbol, the pointed up arrow symbol. We did 240 damage against the VMAX. That is grand. Now we just need 120 actually. We don't need to play Marnie's Pride to knock out the VMAX. Okay, Ultra Ball. Voltage beat at long last. Here comes Rillaboom. Marnie, oh my gosh. We just need 1 energy though on the Morpeko, and we got a grass as well to the Leafeon. So we may just do Leafeon Leaf Guard on the next turn. Even though we are doing less damage, we don't need to do that much high anyways. We just need 120. 90 damage is enough to knock it out if they don't play a big charm. So 180 for Leaf Guard is definitely enough. Training Court. They're attacking with Leafeon. Interesting. Great. Oh, they're flipping the coin. Thank God it was a Tails. That gave us another 1 more turn. Isn't that crazy? They're giving us so many turns, thanks to their bad luck. And we're just gonna discard the energy to do our Marnie's Pride again. So we get to kill the Leafeon with 1 hit. And I think we have 1 last Marnie's Pride inside the deck. Okay, let's see if we can get it out. G-Max Bloom. Morpeko kind of have the Marnie's hairstyle. Morpeko and Marnie kind of have the same hairstyle. Obviously Morpeko is like ears, not hair, is the ear of the creature, the hamster. But Marnie has like ear-like hairstyle. I think so. I'm not really good with remembering art pieces. She has bangs for sure, but kind of a half bang. Okay, we got a VIP pass, we got level ball, we got a really good setup here. All we need is one energy, darkness of course. If we get capture is bad. We need darkness energy because we already got our Leafeon. There we go, we got the darkness from the top deck, that's great. We're gonna VIP pass for we should be getting Leafeon. I don't know why I did that. I thought we had a Leafeon already. So bench your Morpeko later on. I think I did that for the reason being we can't actually get Morpeko out that easily. We do have 4 copies though, but we can only get it out with Ultra Ball, Quick Ball, VIP Pass. We can't use Level Ball for Morpeko. We should be getting a Bibarel though instead of the second Morpeko. The Bidoof, my bad. Another Bidoof, because we got an Incense in our hand. But now we actually get to evolve the IV Star, the Leafeon VSTAR. Oh, they just used Marnie, so it doesn't matter. No regrets there. No regrets. Well, we got the same one though. We got one Bibarel, one Cinccino, no Incense, no Ultra Ball. We got double evolution at least. And they just put a Cry Face because they got a shit hand apparently. Nothing but Snorlax, Gormandize, passing the turn, empty bench, giving us the free knockout this turn to win the game. So if we can play a Marnie Sprite, we win the game. If we can't, it's gonna be very delayed because they're playing Dragapult. They're actually playing, they showed their Dragapult card in the mulligan just now. And it's the Rebel Clash Dragapult, which is very annoying. They're flipping coins for it, which is it's gonna be a really long game, you know, against those super pesky coin flipping cards. And we just pulled a Marnie on the second turn with Air Balloon. We won the game against nothing but Snorlax on the active spot. That was a fast win, a really fast win against a 1 price tag. Thank God they didn't bench anything. It was quite lucky of us that they didn't get their level ball or VIP pass in time. They may just have a, you know, unbalanced deck list, you never know. Okay, let's just focus on this one. So they have an Arceus deck box, they have an Arceus deck sleeve, a Celebrations coin. I wonder what new mechanics they're gonna come up with. I think from XY to Sun and Moon, we have the GX. From Sun and Moon to Sword and Shield, I don't think we have extra mechanics yet, because it's kind of the same, you know, the same play. Drawing 3 prize for a VMAX knockout, Tag Team knockout. Drawing 2 prize for a Stage 2 GX for a V-Star. Prism Star is now replaced with Shining Pokemon, and we have our GX replaced with GX attack replaced with V-Star power. What else? I don't think there's anything else. A-Spec replaced with Prism Star, A-Spec replaced with Shining. I don't think there's Shining trading cards, there's only Shining Pokemon. There's no Shining trading cards. There is the new Amazing Rare though. I mean, Amazing Rare is a new addition to the PTCG gameplay, definitely. A new form of collection. A new rarity as well. So that's definitely very interesting. Okay, we're up against Blissey now. Blissey Liepard. And they're playing, quite interestingly, they're playing Alcremie for this deck. Alcremie Blissey, I've never seen that before. But I don't think it actually works that well, because Alcremie requires you to play Cafe Master, requires you to spread your energies, spread attach your energies. So you don't actually get to concentrate all of your energy attachment to that single Blissey. You actually have to, you know, attach 1 to each of your bench Pokemon, up to 3 of your bench Pokemon. So it's quite constrained. It doesn't really work that well with Blissey, but I'm quite interested in seeing how they actually try to make it work. Because they got quite a lot of different cards. They got Liepard, Blissey, and Alcremie. They may just plan on discarding their own energies by retreating after doing Cafe Master or something. I don't know what's their plan. Or maybe a Bronzong to transfer the energy. I have no idea. You only get to transfer one though, because you have to attach 3 different types of energy with your Cafe Master. So it's quite weird. The deck that they're playing is definitely very, very odd. I don't see any synergy at all, because Cafe Master is not a good combo with your Blissey. Might as well just play a Melanie, right? Because you only get to attach that extra 1. Unless you're doing a lot of energy switch or something. Okay, they just knocked out the first 1 prize, which is bad. Let's just power through. Hope we get... if we get a Marnie Sprite this turn, we can actually knock it out. Because they don't have a cape. They have a Choice Belt instead. Double Turbo and Choice Belt. Quite crazy. Liepard. All the new cards. Quite interesting. I'm happy to see a new deck to be up against, you know, someone who is planning on being original, showing their personality and unique gameplay, unique strategy. Okay, let's just do our level ball, get another Bidoof maybe, and then Ultra Ball for VSTAR. Let's do Make Do first. If we don't get our Marnie Sprite, we're just gonna evolve. We got Incense. Let's just evolve and kill the Liepard. Because if we damage the Blissey, they're gonna knock us out. And we can actually knock out the Blissey with 1 hit. So doing 2 hits is kind of counterproductive. So it's better just to target the Liepard this turn and use the VSTAR, finish up the VSTAR power. Okay, we got experience share for Leafeon. Let's just do the experience share though. Oh, we didn't actually do it. We didn't actually do that. My bad. We should have attached the experience share to Leafeon. But we don't actually have any... I don't think we discarded any more energy cards. That means we can't play Marnie Sprite if we don't, you know, if we forgot to not use the experience share. Because if we use the experience share too many times, we cannot use Marnie Sprite. We have a Cinccino though. We can discard energy quite easily, so we don't need to worry too much. We just need to attach to the Morpeko. We're not attaching the Bibarel, obviously. We're just putting the tool card there to help us draw more cards, because we want to be reducing the number of cards in our hand to help us, you know, draw a larger volley. And experience share on the Leafeon. Hopefully we get to do a retreat. Should be getting Air Balloon by now, right? So let's just do Ultra Ball for the second Bibarel. I'm not sure if we want to discard the Darkness or the Grass. It doesn't really matter though, because Marnie Sprite is going to get us one or the other. Either one. And here comes the second Bibarel. We got the last experience share. Let's keep the last one. I don't think we managed to do it this turn. We had to sacrifice the experience share on the Bibarel. Oh, we actually did it. We had a my bad. Oh, but we actually need to retreat as well. And if we don't get, we can't attach energy because we already did it the last turn. If we don't get the Air Balloon, we can't do it this turn. We would be wasting Marnie Sprite if we don't get the Air Balloon. That's why I was so desperate in cutting down my hand with the experience share, because we can't play Pokemon casually. If we flip a heads, we can't target the Blissey. So we actually wasted the Marnie Sprite. We wasted the supporter. We got another one though for the next turn. So let's just play the catcher. If we get ahead, at least we're wasting that 1 energy from their hand. It doesn't really matter though, because they're slowly collecting the energies back. And they don't really need to add more damage to kill the Cinccino. They're killing the Cinccino this turn, unless if they plan on using boss order to knock out one of the bench. But they just use a Marnie. Okay, quick ball. Another Blissey. They don't have the new VMAX Climax one though. I don't think we have the new character rare Blissey. I don't think it's released in Brilliant Stars. I think it's released on some other future set. So the new character rares are kind of released in what do you call that, in series, in bulks, bit by bit. So they don't want to release all the VMAX Climax character rares in one go, just because you're gonna have a higher chance of drawing them if you're gonna have a higher chance of pulling those rare cards if they put all of them in one set, right? So that's quite annoying, because now we don't have we can't get those amazing rares that easily. Those character rares. And we got Marnie Sprite. No more experience shares, so we actually need to use Marnie Sprite on that Morpeko. We cannot afford to do it to the Leafeon. We don't need to anyways. We got 2 experience share. We got experience share and 2 Morpekos ready to go for double energy attachment with experience share. If they don't tool scrapper, discard our tool card. We got our first Blissey knockout. Liepard dead on the last turn, so we got 3 prize left. And here comes Alcremie, Cafe Master, only attaching 1 energy as you see, not enough bench Pokemon, and they just pass the turn after using the ability, which is counterproductive. So Alcremie did nothing. Alcremie did nothing for them. If they bench more Pokemons though, it's gonna help them a lot. So as you'll see later, they actually bench more after the research. They bench their Gossifleur, Purloin. I think it's called Purloin. I forgot the name actually. Is it Purloin? Milcery, Purloin, and Gossifleur. Yeah, it is Purloin. There we go. Cafe Master would have helped them this turn if they have an Alcremie in the active spot. So that's the trick about the Cafe Master. We actually built that deck, Alcremie Cafe Master with Bibarel and Kecleon, Rapid Strike Kecleon to help us target the weakness. Because Cafe Master help you search for any type of energy, attach 3 to 3 different types of Pokemon on your bench. You can't attach all to a single Pokemon, you have to spread, attach your energy. So it's quite difficult to play that card. That's why you need your experience share. Experience share is crucial for an Alcremie deck. If you guys want to check it out, it's in my channel. Just click on the link Alcremie. One of the recent videos is actually Alcremie Kecleon, and you'll see it in my channel. OHKO vids as well. So we got Cinccino. We can't draw with the barrel anymore because we have too many cards in our hand. Let's just do make do. And we cannot actually, this is the tricky part. This is, the final countdown is actually the tricky part. We actually have to attack with Cinccino right now, because Blissey can knock us out the next turn. They have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 energies on the next turn, doing 220 minus 20, so 200 damage. Doing exactly 200 damage with the damage reduction by double turbo. 200 damage is enough to kill a Morpeko for the last 2 prize. So if we pass the turn attacking with Morpeko, we are not doing a Blissey knockout, and that Blissey can actually kill us with Eldegoss, doing Cotton Lift for that 1 energy. So if they have a boss order as well, they can actually win this game this turn. They need to boss order this turn. If they don't, it's the end. Because we just need to Marnie Sprite the next turn. They have enough. 240 is not enough. They got 10 HP remaining. If they play a Cape right now, we still can't knock it out. So I think it's the end if they either play a boss order or a Cape. You never know if they're gonna pull out a cape at the last minute. Okay, no cape, no boss, and we won the game. We won against Blissey. That's great. The Marnie Sprite, we shouldn't attach the energy because we have no way of discarding anymore. We can actually retreat to discard if we can't discard from our hand or from our Pokemon. We actually got a quick ball as well. So Marnie Sprite, last energy from the discard pile attached to Leafeon, reattached, and Hangry Spike for 240, knocking out the Blissey with 4 damage counters already placed by our Energy Assist Cinccino. So Cinccino Energy Assist is actually quite tricky because you actually have to attach that energy from the discard pile with Energy Assist. It doesn't let you choose whether to attach or not. It forces you to attach an energy from the discard pile to one of your bench. So if you do that, you're gonna have no more energy cards left for Marnie's Pride. So that's an important side note to be aware of. Don't use it at the wrong time, because we only have a limited amount of cards to discard energies from our hand. We can still retreat, but if they play Galarmine, it's going to be a bit more difficult. And we got only Quick Ball, Quick Ball, Ultra Ball, and Cinccino for the discard. We got no Research, no Milo, no Alistair, no supporter cards except for Marnie's Pride. Okay, here comes a Fighting Dark type. It should be a single strike, right? Not a single strike, it's a Coalossal Clefable. Coalossal doing 130 damage if they got an energy card at the top deck, and then a Ranguru to attach that energy. If it's an energy, you get to do extra damage, and you get to attach an extra one from the top deck as well to your Coalossal. 130 is not enough. It's not a lot though, but if you have Choice Belt, it actually does a lot more. The damage does accumulate. You need that extra 10 or 20 damage counters. Sorry, 1 or 2 damage counter to knock out a 330 HP VMAX with Big Charm or Heat Energy or something like that. Extra buffs. Okay, Rugged Helmet, Clefable, Prankster, I think. It's an energy disruption deck. So they're attaching energies very easily with their I forgot the attack. With the VMAX attack, 1 energy attack cost, and they're forcing us to put energy cards back at the top of our deck and back into our hand with the Clefable, Rugged Helmet. So it's definitely an interesting combo. Since we're playing low HP Pokemon, I don't think they need a Choice Belt. They should have just reserved the tool spot for Coalossal for another Rugged Helmet. That's gonna help them more, because we are playing 3 energy attacker, quite heavy. So if we lose a few of our energy, we're gonna have to reattach them, waste a few turns, and waste a lot of time to get our system running all over again. But 1 Rugged Helmet is not gonna do enough though, right? We're just gonna reattach it from our hand to the active and then attack on the next turn. So it slows down our preparation for the next Morpeko though. But we got experience share for that, so not to worry. Let's just do Bibarel, Cinccino. So all we need right now is 1 energy and 1 IV star. We got the Leafeon VSTAR. We just need 1 energy and we can actually kill the Coalossal on the bench before they even evolve. We're playing a Dark type, so they're not resistant to Dark type, fortunately. So we just need 240 extra damage. Sorry, 240 damage to kill the Coalossal. They got no stone as well. Okay, Marnie's Pride, we got it. Experience share to Leafeon, obviously. Evolve the VSTAR, Ivy, and then Energy Spike. Hangry Spike, my bad. There we go. Ivy Star. Pulling out the Coalossal, and Hangry Spike killing it with 1 hit. Look at that. They haven't even evolved it. They got no bench Pokemon after this. Nothing but Clefairy, which is super bad for them. And they conceded. We won the game. We won against Coalossal VMAX. That's good. Now let's go for the next one. Versus Jeremy Kai. K628. That's a lot of numbers. We're gonna do Bidoof, the classic duo. If we do the classic duo though, we can't actually draw cards the next turn. We've got Cinccino and no Bibarel, which kind of sucks. Okay, we're gonna VIP pass for those two. Get Morpeko and another Cinccino. Oh, that was the first one, my bad. We actually have an active Bidoof. So we have a Cinccino who got a Minccino instead of Leafeon. That's interesting. Because if we get a Leafeon, we can't actually draw anything after the Bidoof gets knocked out. We're totally stuck. 100% stuck. And they played a Marnie, completely destroying our hand. I think we don't really have much to go with in our hand anyways. We need Incense for Bibarel. So we need, we got a Cinccino on the last turn though, and we just drew our Bibarel. So we could actually have done Make Do for a Bibarel and then Industrious Incisor for the other pieces. But, you know, maybe that might not be the case because we actually drew other cards as well. Cinccino Make Do may get us nothing but energies. Okay, let's just do our Leafeon this turn, maybe? Or should we get another Bidoof? I have no idea. Let's just do the Leafeon because we have VSTAR, quite a strong ability. And let's bench another Morpeko. All we need is 3 supporting abilities to draw cards. I don't think we need that many. So we got a Cinccino, killed the VIP pass for extra 2 cards, and then experience share on the other Morpeko. We can actually kill the Mew this turn with our Gnaw and Run. We don't need to use our Hangry Spike. We don't need to use Marnie's Pride. I don't think we need to use Marnie's Pride at all in this game because they're playing very low HP Pokemon, one price deck with 90 HP or less. So we just need to do 120 or even 30 damage to the Mew. We can actually do Gnaw and Run to knock it out because it's weak towards Dark type. So 60 is enough to knock it out. And let's just Ultra Ball for a basic. I think we don't have any more Minccino, so we're forced to get either the Bidoof or the VSTAR. Since it's an Ultra Ball, let's just get an Evolution. So we don't need to be bothered about the... We actually wasted the Marnie's Pride right there. We should have just attached the energy to our bench. But we got experience share on the bench though, so I don't think it's that big a deal. We got more Marnie Prides to come. Already supporting Pokemon's out, 2 supporting Pokemon's out in the field, helping us to draw. If they knock out our Morpeko this turn, somehow we get to still draw out a good hand with Bibarel. And here comes our next Marnie's Pride. Do we have energy cards though? I don't think we have any inside the discard pile. Okay, we got experience share on the Leafeon. Let's just attach it to the Leafeon. We got Quick Ball as well. Sigilyph. So they're playing Kecleon, Sigilyph, Flaaffy, Cherim to help them satisfy the attack cost, and then multiple types of energy. Cafe Master with Kecleon would be great though. We actually built that deck. I mentioned that already, but it's actually quite fun. It was quite fun to play that Alcremie Kecleon deck. If you guys want to check it out, is in the channel. Is you know, a few days ago we posted that. Because Cafe Master helps you do extra damage with your Alcremie, and then it helps you hit extra damage it helps you hit twice the damage with your weakness, targeting your opponent's Pokemon's weakness with spinning attack, doing 180 damage for 3 energies. We got experience share. All you need is Cafe Master experience share and 1 energy from the hand to do triple energy attachment in a single turn. You get to attack non-stop with Alcremie and then Kecleon and then Alcremie again, then Kecleon got 1. I think we actually got 2 copies of Twin Energy as well. So no double turbo just because we can't actually afford to reduce damage done by our Pokemon. We are doing quite low damage, 180, 200 plus for Alcremie. Alcremie is actually doing quite a lot of damage, but not enough to knock out a V-Star or a VMAX with 1 hit. Well, you can actually do a V-Star knockout with 1 hit quite easily. You just need 6 or 7 energy cards out. You need all different types of energy though. So we get to only play 8 different types of energy in a single deck. So putting 7 different types of energy out in play, getting all 7 attached onto your Pokemon, it's quite a big feat. It's quite a difficult thing to do. But you know, since it's a new card, it actually allowed us to have quite a lot of those different types of energy inside the deck and a few in the prize card. Even though you're playing only 1 copy of each, quite a lot actually winds up inside your deck just because it's a new card. Kind of like the Fusion Strike Energy, Rapid Strike Energy, because they are newly released, the Fusion Strike Energy tend to wind up inside your deck and rarely occurs inside your prize card. So Cafe Master, you can actually attach up to 8 energies, doing 330 damage with your Alcremie, doing a lot of damage. Let's just focus on this game. Sorry about that. I drone on too much about Alcremie. I'm quite excited about that card though. It's already over. We already built the deck. We already finished the gameplay as well. But it was quite fun. It's definitely a fun 1 prize deck to be playing. Full 1 prize, there's no supporting V card, no Crobat, no Lumineon. I'm glad to say that it's fully 1 prize with Bibarel to help us draw. Kind of like this deck, the supporter is not doing anything but attaching energy. So we actually need a supporting Pokemon to draw cards with the ability. So we got Bibarel for that deck as well. We got Bibarel for this Marnie Sprite, Morpeko V deck. And we killed the Sigilyph. That's actually bad because we got 3 damage counters now, and they can kill us with Kecleon, 180 damage. I don't think they have a Scroll of the Flying Skies though. Scroll of the Skies, my bad. If they have a Scroll of the Skies, they can kill us quite easily. They should be killing us by now. If they don't have the Scroll, it's quite difficult. Because they just need 2 energies for the Scroll. Just 1 Lightning and 1 Colorless. But they actually need a specific type energy though. 1 Lightning and 1 specific type to target the weakness. Because if they don't target the weakness, they're only doing 160 damage with the Scroll. I forgot the name of the attack. What is it called again? It's the same as Orbital G-Max Wave. Does 50x damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So we got 3 energy attached to both Morpeko and Leafeon for the attack. So if we pause the turn attacking with those cards, they are doing 150 plus 10 base damage, 160 with that tool card. And hitting the weakness is enough to knock out those V cards or V-Star with 1 hit. So if they play that tool card, we are totally screwed because they just need 2 more knockouts. We need 3 more knockouts. So if they just need that tool card, they just need to play 2 copies of that tool card. If they manage to do that, they win the game. Because our main attacker is V cards. We cannot attack with anything but our V cards. So they don't even need to play boss order. They just need to hit our V, attacking V Pokemon. We got our Marnie Sprite, that's great. We may not get energy from the top deck, so I may just play the Pride onto our first Morpeko, the one with energy already attached. Because if we get the energy with Bibarel, we're just gonna attach to the other one, right? It's kind of the same thing. Whichever one we attach, it's the same, right? We got a Grass, let's just do the Leafeon. We can actually do the Leafeon right now. So if they have a Scroll, they can still knock it out because Leaf Guard doesn't do much. Reduced by 30, that means they need 290 damage to knock us out. But they get to do 320 if they have the Scroll because they have the Fire Energy already. They just need to Flaaffy Dynamotor and get the Scroll. They can actually kill the Leafeon with 1 hit. So we should have done the Morpeko actually because they actually have a Fire Energy already attached. But They got Cherim out into play as well. Cherubi already ready to evolve into Cherim. If they level ball evolve Spring Bloom, they can actually do a Morpeko knockout as well with the scroll, but it's a bit more difficult for that to happen because they haven't have the energy attached yet, whereas with fire energy they already have it in they already have it on their Rapid Strike Kecleon. So we should have attacked with Morpeko actually, because their only hope to win is with the scroll. If they don't have the scroll, they can't even knock out the Morpeko with one hit. So they got Cherim. They got Raihan. Yeah, Raihan is gonna help them a lot, so it doesn't matter which one we put. If they have the scroll right now, they're gonna search for it and they're gonna kill us. And all they need is one last Raihan for the final scroll to collect the final 2 prize card, and they win the game. So are they gonna pull it off? Do they have those scrolls in their deck? That is the final question. If they have it, we lose. Simple as that. It is a 1 prize deck though, so it's not that big of a loss. Rapid Strike Kecleon. Here comes the Dynamotor. Blast Energy. And it doesn't appear like they have the scroll because they wouldn't have attached to the same Kecleon. They would have attached 3 energies if they want to be doing the scroll. There we go. No scroll Defying Skies. No Rapid Strike scroll at all. We're just gonna kill it with another Leaf Guard. And then we can actually avoid doing Leaf Guard again, but we want to be saving our enemy cards though. So let's just do Leaf Guard. They can't win anymore because they need to somehow kill 2 V cards this turn, and that's virtually impossible without bench snipes, without damage spreaders. They're only hitting 1 Pokemon at a time. And that's it. We won the game. They conceded. We won against Rapid Strike Kecleon. 1 prize deck. Quite a big win actually against 1 prize. So that's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Have a great day and bye for now, lovely people. Enjoy the game and enjoy your life.